Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat, your guide through the seen and the unseen. Today we're tapping into the energies to see what messages Spirit has for us. Take a deep breath, settle in, and let's see what the universe is trying to tell you. Also, if you're a soul seeking deeper alignment, make sure to join our community by subscribing. So today I wanted to do a different kind of spread. It's still going to be 6 cards, but it's going to be 3 archetypes and 3 alchemy. And then I'll clarify with the tarot. So let's do that. This is still going to be like a shadow spread. This is going to be like the first 3 cards for the archetypes is going to be the gatekeeper or the persona that kind of like the block, what persona is blocking either you or someone else is kind of embodying right now. There's also going to be the second card is going to be like the shadow, the hidden guest. This could be you or someone else. Well, your shadow or someone else coming in as the shadow to block. And then the alchemist, and this is the integration card. How can you integrate or transform the energy into it, like a strength, or like use your strength to overcome in some way. So, and then for the alchemy, it's going to be the hidden, what's hidden, trait, or like either a personality trait of your own or someone else, a repressed emotion that's surfacing that needs attention. Like, it's kind of like what is underneath this persona or this gatekeeper type energy. What's hidden there. And then, like, what is the reflection is the second card. What is the purification? What needs to be faced or faced or cleansed to see clearly, or shift a perspective, or looked at honestly. So this is looking at the shadow. And then the last card is going to be the outcome or integration. How does this reveal the gold? And also, what is the energy trying to protect? Like, it could be both. So it'll be how do you transform basically the situation. Okay, so first things first is the gatekeeper. Did I already do this? I always forget. Okay, so the gatekeeper. So the underworld. Okay, so now this could be your shadow or someone else's, and the unseen is at the bottom. Quite interesting. So this could be, we'll clarify. Also, I want to write down what's on the bottom. So, the underworld. So that I don't forget. Okay, so the unseen, and then... So the second card is the hidden guest, is the shapeshifter. Interesting. And at the bottom we have the animal. I'm using a different phone, so I apologize for not really focusing very well. Okay, number 2, the animal. Okay. And number 3, the alchemist, or the integration. I couldn't get it. I was trying to pick one, but I guess it doesn't want me to pick one. So let's do... What is the alchemist, or the integration for this? That one. Okay. So Anima Mundi is at the bottom, just like Mother Nature. And agape. So the agape energy. Alright, and we're going to leave that there. I usually use... Oh, okay, I did use the right deck, okay. I was like, usually I use the one that has... Because I have 2 alchemy decks, or, archetype decks, and one of them doesn't have the page numbers written on it. So it makes it more difficult when I'm trying to find the pages, but I did use the right deck. This ear keeps ringing. It's usually my right ear for some reason, but sometimes it's both. But like the other day, this one was going crazy. Alright, so the first card, the Hidden Shadow. What's surfacing that needs our attention? Oops, that's too many cards. Okay, winter. So, winter. And at the bottom we have the red and white rose. I feel like the bottom of the deck always gives me like a kind of a clarifying energy, so I always take that. The red and white rose. So there's I feel like an integration happening, having to do with winter, a wintry energy, which could be like the out in the cold energy, the season of, things dying back. So there could be like endings, there could be like an energy of like a cycle closing out. You okay? Boundaries, maybe. Okay, clarify the reflection or purification, what needs to be faced or cleansed to see clearly, or what honesty needs to be. Could be honesty, could be perspective shifts, it could be whatever. Let's see, that's too many. I just want one. What it was the against nature and autonomy. Antimony. Antimony? I forget what those are. I forget. But, there we go. So fog. Okay. So clearing away of like clarity. Like, so a clearing away of like the distorted thinking. And it has to do with blood. Let me write that down. Okay. And then the outcome. That's the outcome. I just want one. So we got the disillusion and the great work. There we go. Okay. And at the bottom is Earth's heart. And the card is separation. Interesting. Okay. So bear with me just a moment while I'm gonna walk my dog. Also, get the books out and read these. Sorry, my lips are. Sometimes when I wear lipstick, it really is distracting. Anyways, I'm gonna look into these and just write some things down so that we can kind of go over it. It makes it easier when I just get off of this, stop recording for a moment and do that first, so it's not like 100 hours. 100-hour long video. So I'll be back. Okay. So I finished writing the cards information down. Gosh, it's the next day. I didn't really have time to do it yesterday, record yesterday, so I am here today to go ahead and finish up. And alright, so first things first, let me organize my stuff. 1 second. I think I want to use these cards. Oops. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go through and explain the information about each of the cards, and then we'll pull a spread, I guess, to clarify with the tarot. Yeah, I'll just pull one card for each, and like look at the bottom of the deck and see kind of more into it. Try to get more details. Hope you're doing well. I'm so tired. Like, honestly, I don't know what it is, but really tired. There's also a new moon tonight in Taurus, so that could be a lot of the reason why there's more sleepiness. I think I'm going to pull these first, and then I'll go ahead and read what I wrote about each of the, yeah. Clarify the underworld. Or I could do it as we go. I think that might be... Just see how... Alright, so clarify the underworld. The Six of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So, clarifying the underworld card that we got. Now, the... So this is the gatekeeper. Oh, okay. So the Six of Pentacles can be like interpreted as like there's a positive and negative, or a polarity to it, right? So like you can't do bad to others and expect to have good. You can't don't do good expecting I'm sorry. No. Don't do good thinking that it's not going to come back to you, because it will. Okay, that's what I meant to say. Okay, so understanding the underworld is about pain and suffering you or others haven't. Sorry. Ringo, what do you want? What? You want food? Can you wait? Can you wait? Do you mind waiting? We'll give it a minute, okay? Go down. Okay, so understanding deeply the pain and the pain for soul purpose. That is not the part. I'm sorry, I read the wrong thing. It's the underworld. Pain and suffering you or others haven't confronted or deny exists, to avoid facing or humbling yourself, even though it would benefit. So being reciprocal in some way. Okay, so if we are reciprocal, I feel like I'm yelling. If we are reciprocal, the benefit to that is that we get what we, I wouldn't say, with this being the gatekeeper, what we avoid also avoids us. So the blessings that we would get, that's what it is. Okay. So the blessings that we would get from doing the work and being who we are meant to be, right? Like our authentic self, and doing the work that, it's shadow work, like the demons, like fighting the demons, slaying the demons, the Nine of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune that we're fated to kind of slay in this life. Like, these are lessons that we're supposed to learn. It's like a soul contract to get us into our truest self. Like, this is our reflection. Like, we're meant to, like, have this kind of shine, I would say. Like if you look at it like this, we're meant to be kind of, in that way, colorful, bright, ambitious, and doing all the things that we are meant to do. But if we stay stuck in the underworld, where we don't face those things, or we deny those things, we can never actually grow. Like, these are like the jewels that we, the little, I don't know what they are, pinnacles. Yeah, the pinnacles on this is kind of like the growth that we get from not avoiding what we're meant to confront, right? So that's the gatekeeper. So, and the gate is keeping you out of your blessings, basically, like, the truth of who you are, and all of that. So, and this is you or someone else, but this is general, like, everyone could have these blessings, but most people will not do the work. Okay, so the shapeshifter, no wait, I want to look at each of these. So the gatekeeper came with the unseen at the bottom. The unseen refers to spiritual connections and guidance, to wisdom for expansion, forgiveness or willingness to forgive, right? So there was a spiritual contract, or a spiritual unseen, like, guide, trying to make sure that, like, we reached our highest potential. But it seems that we've tried to avoid that, keeping us from our true blessings and making us kind of feel unhappy or resentful in life, maybe. So the shadow part of it was, let me see, let me go through my notes here, because it went from the archetypes to the alchemy. So the shadow part of it was winter. So let's clarify winter. Clarify winter. Okay. So the six of swords. Clarifying winter. The lovers is at the bottom. Now winter is referring to, well, Six of Swords is referring to moving away from rough waters to calmer waters, where we're kind of adopting a mindset of growth or of maturity and moving forward in some way. Winter is solace, the pause, hermit energy, the inward reflection of past mistakes or sadness, reconnecting to the mystery of life. So this is about introspecting and moving forward with like a deep, reflective. This definitely means a pause as well. So there could be like taking time for reflection before moving forward. So in regards to the gatekeeper, So the Lovers is at the bottom. So this is about choices. There's a portal here. So waiting, like a waiting energy, maybe a waiting for our ships to sail in, or waiting for clarity in some way, waiting for introspection. This could also be like twin flame energy. This could also be like a accepting duality, accepting the good and the bad of everything. The Son of so this is the Knight of Wands and the Empress. So that's crazy. So waiting to move forward in harmony, okay, and creativity, like creating harmony to move forward, but reflecting about like where we're at, what happened, like reflection of past mistakes and sadness, reconnecting to the mystery of life, so that for going forward, we're not kept by those gates, right? Like kept away from our potential and our desires because of these gatekeeping things like denial, past mistakes. You know, it's moving forward with clarity and harmony, okay? And that's what we're creating, because we're the Empress, and we're going within and being like that hermit in the winter mode. So the red and white rose was at the bottom of the deck after I pulled winter, and it says awakening physical gateway to spiritual. So this is like the tangible work that we do to connect with be the bridge, right? We're the bridge to the higher self. Like, so this is the work that we do to clear away any debris that's blocking from our potential. Listening to the body for guidance. So listening to your emotional body, like, does this feel right for me? Doing what feels right for you instead of what you think other people are going to like. Or it's also staying in tune with yourself and your true authenticity. It's mastery of soul purpose. Mastery and soul purpose, I would say. So finding that soul connection within, like, and looking from the past patterns to be able to see, like, the underworld issues, that the subconscious issues that would keep and hold us back from our true potential. Now the shadow. Oh wait, hold on. I was meant to read something else. So the gatekeeper is understanding deeply the pain for soul purpose, being guided into deep reflection and soul retrieval. So in order to basically unlock the gate, that's the gatekeeper. The shadow, the shadow. So the shapeshifter, clarify the shapeshifter. I got shapeshifter for the shadow, which was basically the hidden guest, or the archetype that's suppressing or causing projections onto others or within. What are you trying to protect, basically, here? So, okay, the Magician and Justice is at the bottom, clarifying the shapeshifter. So there's something about balance here. There's also something about having true power, or like the power within. Now, some people use it for good, some people use it for bad. That's the balance, right? The pendulum. the shapeshifter says basically, and that's, okay, so, sorry, the magician is about having everything that you need, the power within, the recognizing your strength and power in situations, like your innate power. Now, like I said, some people use it for good, some people use it for bad. So the shapeshifter is about appearing one way only to reveal complexities beneath the surface later on. Trickster energy is elusive, formless, and adaptive. It's also people-pleasing, and it reminds us that integrity is required. Okay, so this is about the work that we do within, and like independence, maybe codependence. There's a need to reevaluate and be real here. There's also a need for balance in all things. Now, for the card on the bottom was the animal, which is what we got with the shapeshifter. That was at the bottom of the deck. It's about tapping into power and direction, relationship to nature, pent up emotion, creating blocks and resistance. So those shadow things that we like, doubt, insecurity, lack, ego, those things that protect your image, right? But keep you at an arm's length or distance from other people because you're kind of putting on this front, not being real, not being balanced, manipulating others, causing harm, and hiding who you actually are, or your true emotion, your true self from other people, in retaliation for whatever harm has happened, like whatever, past, issues or hurts that might have, caused you to feel some type of way. So basically blaming others and cutting people who never hurt you or whatever. So that's kind of the block or resistance that we're seeing here, and that's the reason for the shapeshifter. Now, there's also shapeshifter energy about realizing how powerful you are and shaping yourself into who you're truly meant to be. So that is a positive shapeshifter energy. And the animal is like stepping into that animalistic instinct to survive no matter what. Okay, that's that resilience. That's the strength to, that you need to kind of survive whatever hardship or whatever hurt. So that creates this like monster within, but in a positive way that creates change over time. That actually, makes the billionaires, makes, people who can go from the bottom to the top and be that animal. So the fog is the next card, and this is the alchemy in it. So this is how we would alchemize this energy and create that animal. So there's a change in perspective that's needed. There's also a need to close out cycles. Okay, so the perspective shift, of course, is kind of that fog energy where something's clouding and there's a need to raise your perspective into like that, accepting your higher self, right? Like your potential, your drive, your ambition, the hope and faith that, something new can come of, it's that full energy that, so the fog is about disorientation, a need to clear the mind and orient self with purpose, passion or confrontation and time is what's needed. And this is also energy of disassociation as a solution. So that's in the negative polarity. So if we're dissociating from life and not facing reality, facing the shadow, facing, how powerful we actually are, and stepping into that energy and being, a closer of cycles, master, manifester, somebody who does our authentic self, sometimes pain, heartache, things like that can keep us small. And that's what it's meant to do, actually. And me being, the rebellious teenager, I don't know. I'd rather not, let you win and keep me down. So that's kind of why I get up every time. It's like making that path forward, at whatever costs, strategizing, you can't keep me down type shit. As a teenager, I used to run away a lot, and I was like, I'm gonna get out of here regardless. I don't care if you could, take my door off my hinges, nail my window shut. I'm getting out of here regardless, and you can't stop me, you can't tie me down type shit, So even in my own mind, I'm like, no, there's this, that, and the other that, can actually justify why I have to get up and, kind of whatever. That's this energy. The Page of Wands. So it's always being the student, how can I do this? And keeping that open mind, the shift in perspective, the higher self, always being guided, right? Out of the fog, out of the disorientation of life. Because honestly, this life is confusing already. And we can confuse ourselves in ways that, I don't know, that keep us kind of lost and stuck in all of that. Yeah. So, okay, the next card was Blood. It was at the bottom of the deck with Fog, when I pulled Fog. So, and this is in regards to, or this is regarding pulse, the body, physicality, vitality of existence. And that's what I'm talking about, that drive to move forward no matter what. That's the vitality, right? That's that resilience, relationship to the body. It's imagine someone trying to tie you up in ropes, but can't get you because, they can't tie you down because you're moving constantly. That's kind of that energy of, the relationship to the body. And, blood flows, I would say, so there's something about that. It's also the root, energy. Red is root energy. So it's rooting yourself into your vitality, your existence, and just knowing that regardless, nothing can stop me. And that's kind of that energy and that mindset that we want to adopt. It is a mindset, really. It is a mindset. So it's learning, how to keep that energy going, no matter what. That's that kind of... Even though this is usually in limbo kind of energy, it's actually embracing that. Okay, so sometimes you do have to stay stuck for a moment and pause in order to move forward. So it's that being reflective, what do I need in this moment? And what do I really need? Is this just me psyching myself out, thinking that I'm over, it's over for me? Or am I really like a fighter, or am I really like, you know, yeah, I don't know. So agape. So now that was the shadow, and it's in regards, the shadow, the magician, the hanged man, the shapeshifter, the fog, all of that, the animal and the blood, all of that is in regards to doubt, insecurity, creating lack, and the ego protecting your image. So it can be positive or negative. Like if you think about it, the ego is there to protect you from, you know, harm or whatever. So if we think about using that energy to protect our future instead, so we would do what we have to do kind of in a way, and make it clear to ourselves that we're gonna be an animal and like just freaking go after it, whatever it is, you know. Okay, so, and that's the shadow part. So using your shadow to your benefit instead of your detriment. So yeah, so integration is the next thing, and agape is the unconditional love, devotion, service, initiation, to stretch or expand capacity to love and serve, being awestruck by our capacity to love and serve too. So clarify agape. So the Page of Wands, I think, right? Yeah, the Page of Wands. Yeah, so this is about the authentic self. Being, you know, authentic in some way. And being the Emperor as well. So that devotion, service, initiation to expand or stretch. And that's the initiation here. And so the initiation into being the Emperor in some way. We have the Nine of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands. It's about masculine and feminine as well. My voice is going out. Hold on. Weird. I'm talking too much. That's interesting. It's mastering movement. The movement energy. Unconditional love is interesting. It's like no matter what, even though we get stressed about, you know, decisions that we have to make, anxiety about being the Emperor, about taking command of our lives, it's like being inspired by that awe of our capacity. Like, how far can we push this? You know, how far can we actually go? And then being in awe of our accomplishments. Okay, so and that's kind of like what we want, or how we want to be. Because agape is like that unconditional love, devotion. So devotion to self and unconditional love for self. And at the bottom of the deck was Anima Mundi. And that is the all that is, soul of the world, acceptance, and deep namaste. Like the God in me recognizes the God in you. soul initiation and seeing self as vital or needed for soul purpose, like seeing the self as necessary. Do you get what I mean? Like, because some people don't see themselves as necessary, they see themselves as expendable in some way, and that's why some of us do like not so great things and don't consider others and consider ourselves as not important, or yeah. But the awe-striking agape of it is your capacity to be necessary and of service and deeply loved and necessary. So, okay, so the outcome. This is about the integration. So this is what we need to adopt, the mindset that we need to adopt to step into our power and become this emperor. So basically, now, so in AA and NA and stuff like that, they have where the idea is to put yourself at service to others. Because like when people are in their addictions, we're in our addictions, we can tend to basically believe that people are expendable, that you're here to serve me type energy, that sort of thing. But when we become of service, we kind of see that it feels better, that it's better than being served. We get more from being of service than from being served. It's also that ability to see the God in the other people and see the God in all things. Okay, so that brings us to the separation, right? So that's the next card. This is the outcome energy. This is how we alchemize. So with separation, it's about cutting away or dividing or differentiating the truth of everything, drawing lines and allowing us to accept who we are and who we're meant to be, basically. So the separation is like you separate to become. So there's a separation, but you're doing it for the purpose of the unity. In a way, it's not really like that's kind of long term, but it's so that you can individuate and then draw the line of like who's you and who's everybody else, and like kind of be in a authentic. Okay, so teamwork, interesting, and it's about separation. Okay, so this is you teaming up with spirit and like God or your higher self and your higher power. This is about finding you within, like creating that team in the spirit. So this is you and your guides becoming the mountain. So 9 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and the Star. Yeah, it's like Well, these are 2 cards of wish fulfillment, and then we have the Emperor here. So it's separating to build, but it's like becoming your own unique individual. Now the 9 of Cups, why would the 9 of Cups be here? That's so weird. So the 8 of Cups walks away. The 8 of Cups is walking away from, something from the past, and it walks into the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. It's like being selfish, but by yourself. So you're not hurting other people. It's that separation to find self, but without hurting other people, Some people walk away, like, to walk into another relationship, or walk away to be selfish in some way. I don't know. But in this, it would be walking away to build a team or teamwork. So it's you and your spirit guides and your higher self becoming this mountain and aligning to separating to align to the truest authentic version of you, which this is a eclipse moon. So the sun is like behind the moon there. It's like casting your shadow. I don't know. Anyways, so the Earth's heart was at the bottom of the deck, or is at the bottom of the deck, and this is about depth, pulse, buried treasure, call to reconnect with the earth and ground. It's a call, like answering the call. Something within needing needing our attention, service as an offering. So that's already what we were talking about the integration. So the Earth's heart, it's about service at the deepest root of it, right? Notice the rose at the bottom. This is about being a student of wisdom and finding depth in like separation, the divide, like finding yourself first and then bringing that to the world to make it better, in some way. And not necessarily with that in mind, but like what happens is you make the world better when you do the work, and you. So, yeah, it's kind of like a result. So, in Intima Mundi being like the soul of the world, acceptance of self and other, and finding that unconditional love and the agape. So also cutting away for separation, it's cutting away from like toxicity, that fog energy. Anyway, so I hope this helps. This was a really, really long one, and I'm so sorry, but I hope you have a great rest of the day, and thank you so much for watching.